So, good morning Year 3. So today I have picked out your activity for today, and it is to look at mass and capacity, but it's also looking at scales. So I've got my very fancy little alien pencil here to work with today. I have actually lifted your activities from the sheet that you've been given, but I've changed some of the numbers just so that I don't give away the answers. So when we look at putting amounts onto a scale, we actually need to work out what the missing numbers are. There's no good having a go at just drawing lines on where we don't actually know what the incline is. The way that I would work it out is I would actually count up how many lines there are first. So here it says, shade the jugs to show where the juice will reach. And on here it's 400 millilitres of juice. So millilitres is capacity, so it's the volume of liquid. So I'm actually going to count up on my measuring jug how many steps I've got. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I know we're going up. We've got 10 lines there. But if we look at the top, it's a litre. Now, coming back to what we know, I'm going to find it quite hard to divide 1 by 10. So I actually need to have a go at changing it to millilitres. And I wonder if anyone can remember how many millilitres there are in 1 litre. There are 1,000. 1,000 millilitres in 1 litre. Which means I could now divide 1,000 by 10. Now, knowing about my place value, all the numbers need to shift to the right. So 1,000 divided by 10 is 100. So that means we're going up in steps of 100. I'm actually just going to write it down on this one, 200, just to make it a little bit easier for me to work out where my line will need to go. And I know that's 1,000. So it's saying 400 millilitres of juice. I now need to find 400, and I can draw my line on there. Okay. And now that I've worked out one, I might be able to work out the next. However, I'm just going to double check there are still 10. I don't want to just presume. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, there are 10, so I know we're going up in hundreds. But this time it's 550. Now be careful with this 50 because we're going up in hundreds. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, but then we go straight to 600. So I wonder if anyone can work out where 550 goes. Now, if you think about 0 to 100, 50 is halfway through. So I'm going to then say that actually halfway between 500 and 600 is 550. So it's a bit of a rough line there. I'm sure yours will be a bit more accurate. And that's how you would find drawing on the amounts, the capacity in the jugs using the scale. Now I'm going to go on to the challenge activity that you've been given, because you've got a couple of jobs you need to do here. It says here, Esther has a carton of apple juice. She pours, now I've changed mine to 200 millilitres, yours is slightly different. She pours 200 millilitres into jug A, which is this jug, and the rest into jug B, which is this jug over here. Shade each jug to show where the juice will reach. Well, my first job is I need to put 200 millilitres into jug A. Now, coming back to my scale, I'm just going to double check how many lines I've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So again, I know that it's going to be going up by hundreds based on what I know already. Now it's saying 200 millilitres, so actually I can just draw my line here. Okay, but that's only part of the question because it says the rest into jug B. Now there's a couple of ways I could approach this. I could first of all think about my number bonds and think about actually if I scale it down to 2, what do I need to add to 2 to get to 10? So 2 on what makes 10? Some of you might work out that it's 8. So scaling it back up would be 800. Or if I want to just prove it using my scale, I can actually then count on how much I would have left because we're out of a litre over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So over here in jug B, I can now find where 800 is going to go. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. Okay. Okay, but the question down here is, how did you work out the volume of juice in jug B? Well, there was a couple of options. We could talk about the number bonds, or we could talk about counting on to 1 litre, which is 1,000 millilitres. I hope that's helped you today, and if you have any questions, do make sure you ping me a message. Have a lovely day.